Hello. Happy Sunday. I'm coming to you live today because I feel like I was just gonna burst with information that I had to discuss and talk about, and I'm too lazy. It's Sunday. I want to go enjoy my Sunday. I'm too lazy to do my YouTube setup, but I will upload this to YouTube because who wants to stay on Instagram Live when you could just go to YouTube? Okay, so this new moon in Taurus, it is exact at 3:31 p.m. today. And we have been building up to this new moon all week long, and it has been intense. It has been insane. It has been transformative. Whenever we're building up to the new moon, there's things that need to be shed and released so that the moon can become new. And a lot of these energies have been around Taurus, and it has also been around your self-expression, and it has also been very Venusian. One, because Taurus is ruled by Venus, but Venus has been literally been banging back and forth between Saturn and the North Node for 3 weeks since she was retrograde, and now she's direct. And then when she enters Aries at the end of the week, she will conjunct Neptune in Aries, which she hasn't been with Neptune in Aries since the 1700s. So it's going to be in a totally different energy. And all of this has been exacerbated and intensified because we have been dealing with this grand, I want to say it's actually really like a grand fixed cross, because between the rulers of Scorpio, Mars and Pluto, they are in opposition. Mars is in Leo and Pluto is in Aquarius, and they are square the sun in Taurus, and then Lilith is opposite the sun in Scorpio, and Lilith is a scorpionic little biatch. So basically, in layman's terms, there is a big X between the fixed signs, which fixed energy, it's hard to change fixed signs. It's really hard for them to change. And so picture this as a pressure cooker of energy that's it's like a volcano that's ready to erupt, right? And so the universe is pressing you to change. And in order to do that, it's really kind of pushing you into these scorpionic energies. And so Mars and Pluto are the co-rulers of Scorpio, and then Lilith in Scorpio, of course, Scorpio. So there's a really intense, and I keep saying intense because it's really the only way to kind of describe Scorpio energies and Pluto energies, energy with this new moon. And it's requiring you to change and shift around these Taurus themes. Taurus is the slowest to change of all of the signs in the zodiac. I always describe it as a tree, right? It's fixed earth, and it's really hard to move a tree. And so this new moon is really asking you to de-weed your fucking garden, so to speak. And it's imagine planting a rose, a field of fucking roses in some soil that is poisonous or where there's lots of weeds. And it's just your roses aren't gonna go to full bloom and full flourish when there's a bunch of poisonous soil and weeds around it. And so this new moon is really asking you to pull the freaking deep-seated weeds. And this really requires you to look at your root chakra, because one, that's Taurus. Taurus is the root. It's very somatic. It is the earth. It is your safety, security, survival. And that is what Taurus represents. And so what Taurus does is it's a creature comfort. It clings to its comfort. It clings to its safety, and it clings to its survivalistic tendencies. And so in order to really ascend and transform and welcome in the better, you have to really release the weeds, so to speak. And that really looks like facing and confronting your chaos, where you're overly emotional, where you are anxious and insecure, where you don't have high self-worth and high self-value, when you're obsessed with accumulation, where you're not being fully gratuitous, where you're, like don't trust the circulation of resources, like you're not trusting that the money that you release and send out is going to come back, where you're not super solid and secure and like just rooted as fuck in yourself and who you are, where you're maybe lacking persistence and determination and focus, maybe where you're a little wobbly. You're in, you're out, you're in, you're out. Taurus is consistent, it is persistent, it is diligent, it is thorough. It progresses step by step. It really, it toils the fruits, right? It bears the fruits of its labor. That's Taurus. And it has really a lot of gratitude for the simple pleasures of life. And so wherever you're not fully rooted in these positive Taurus energies is what needs to be expunged, basically. And it really looks like looking at your relationships to everything, yourself, to relationships, to money, to your body, because all of these things are Taurus ruled. Taurus is super somatic, and it's relationship and how you show up to your relationship. Like I always say, you can tell what someone thinks of themselves based on the partner that they have. It's like, does their partner treat them well? It's like, that if they don't, then they have low self-worth, right? And so you can really tell like how you see, view, and value yourself based on the kinds of relationships that you're attracting in. And that goes for your body, that goes for your finances, that goes for everything that you manifest, because that's really what Taurus is about. It is about 3D manifestation. It is the 3D things that you can put your hands on. And then the Scorpio part, because Scorpio is the opposite side of Taurus, which is these scorpionic energies are what's like burning and churning us internally, is really allows us to dive deep into the emotions and really metaphysically alchemize the emotions to transform. Because really the thing that blocks you and gets in the way of manifestation is your emotions and where you don't feel safe and secure. And so, and where you're not like trusting of resources and where you don't have faith and trust and you get back what you put out. And so having that faith, having that trust, having that certainty, all of these things are very Taurus. And so Scorpio is like basically like excavating and extraditing this process. And so it's like wherever you're clinging to control, wherever you don't trust the chaos of transformation, because Scorpio is like, the process of giving birth is chaotic, it is painful, it is emotional, it is transformative, right? It's the transition of the maiden into the mother. But imagine if you never went through that portal of change and transformation, you would never get the beautiful baby on the other side, right? It's a initiation, it's a rite of passage. And so the only way to transform is to fully go through the portal, the birth portal, right? And so that's what's being like churned inside of us, right? And it wants you just super rooted, super sensual, super safe, super secure, super supported in who you are. And so with this new moon, it's like we're entering into this whole different reality where, abundance and gratitude and resources and like this energy of like whatever you want is yours. It's like, a whole garden full of roses and all just the most beautiful nature you could ever imagine, right? Like I live in Miami. Every time I step outside, I'm like, holy hell, Mother Earth is so goddamn beautiful, right? It is that appreciation for yourself. It is appreciation for beauty. It really just it has all of the resources you could ever need, right? And it's really grounded. It is very serene, very secure, very somatic. And that's why connecting to nature is so feminine, right? Because she's Mother Earth. And so, hi. And so this new moon is really allowing you and asking you to connect to the abundant, safe, secure, trusting, faithful side of yourself. And so it's like if you were fully supported in that timeline of abundance and gratitude and resources and self-worth and security, like how would you show up? How would you move? And that requires you to move through fear, because fear is your your like jetpack. It is your fuel to get you to what you want. And so whenever you're changing, whenever you're transitioning, whenever you're transforming, you will be met with fear, because that is just how it works. Fear is a low, dark, deep, dense emotion, but when alchemized, it gets you what you want, like almost instantaneously. And there's that saying with fear, it's like a mile wide and an inch deep. However, when it comes to safety and survival confirmation, it can feel really, really intense, because it's a very visceral response, and your body is like, don't go there, because if you go there, you're gonna die. And so, but in order, it's like very metaphysical, right? Like the Scorpio is the rebirth portal, and people always associate Scorpio with death, but it's actually about rebirth, right? It's the transition from one form to another form, like the maiden to the mother, right? And so it's really allowing that process to occur. And so there's fear that has to be moved through when you give birth to something, right? It's like Scorpio is the womb space. It is your creativity, right? And so you really receive in life based on what you create. So it's really asking you to get in touch with that creative side with yourself. And, you know, if you've ever started a business, you know it's an initiation in and of itself, right? Babies, books, and business, that is the sacral center, that is the womb center, that is Scorpio. And so every entrepreneur knows that entrepreneurship is the greatest transformational portal you could ever take part in. I mean, I'm not a mom yet, so I can't speak to that, but you literally have to be spiritual to be an entrepreneur, because it is so transformational. That is like the power of Scorpio. And I keep saying Scorpio because one, it's the opposite sign of Taurus, but it's also, we have Mars, Lilith, and Pluto, which are all very Scorpionic, in opposition and square to form this grand cardinal cross with this new moon. And so this is a very transformative energy. It's a very intense energy, and you have the opportunity to be someone totally different on the other side of this new moon. So, intense energies. But the craziest things have been happening. So it's also a really beautiful, magical time. People's gifts are turning on, transitions, overnight change, like instant manifestations, just signs everywhere. There's so much power also, because that's what Scorpio represents. It's like your most powerful self, like that part of you that can give birth to a human. It's like connecting to that powerful side of yourself. So I'm going to stop talking, but happy new moon. Enjoy these energies, connect to nature today, stay grounded, and allow yourself to be catapulted into your most powerful, abundant timeline with this new moon. Can't wait, baby. If you want to book a session for this week, link in my bio. Highly recommend. They are out. We literally bring awareness to your birth chart. We alchemize it. We give you an action plan. And you know, it's like 2 years worth of therapy in one session. So if you can book that, also get on the wait list for the feminine frequency. You can apply for my one-on-one coaching. But yeah, happy new moon. Lots of money and manifestations and love coming your way, baby. Bye.